Here's a story that I heard about Rabbi um, Yisrael Salant. Rabbi Yisrael Salant, he was the father of the Mussar movement. Mussar movement, which it used to be that in the yeshivas, the not Chabad yeshivas, they would learn only Talmud, only Talmud. And he introduced, with a lot of opposition, he had a lot of opposition, and he introduced that you should learn about fixing up your personality. Fixing up your personality to rid yourself of anger, to rid yourself of laziness, to rid yourself of this, to bad. Okay. He was a very great rabbi, and he was a very, a tremendously, learned, genius person. So the story is he went around to visit some of his old pupils. And he went into the house of one of his pupils, and on Shabbat, it was a Shabbat. He happened to be in this town where one of his pupils lived, and he went to visit him on Shabbat. And he was talking. All of a sudden, comes out a young man smoking a cigarette, dressed very modern way, smoking a cigarette. And he says, tell me, Rabbi, can you prove to me that God exists? He says, what do you mean? He says, I'm smoking a cigarette on Shabbat, and God's not doing anything to me. It says in the Torah that if you light a fire on Shabbat, that you die. Here, you took out a match, lit a fire, nothing happened to me. And so the rabbi said, please don't light it in a fire again. He says, why not? What's the problem? I don't understand what's your problem. You're living in this little superstitious world that God does all these. Here you see clearly, I just proved to you that the Torah is not true. And so he said, well, I'll think about it. I'll come back Motzi Shabbat and I'll think about it. So he came back Motzi Shabbat and he said, okay, I can prove to you that God exists. I can prove it to you. He says, you want me to prove it to you? Yes. He said, I noticed that your sister there's a nice piano in the house, and that your sister there's prominently displayed a prize that she won in the piano playing championships, contests. She won first prize, pianist. She played Liszt and Chopin and all these difficult things, and she won the prize. Is that right? The sister comes, she says, yes, I do. I did. I won the prizes. So Rabbi Yisrael Salant said, I don't believe you can really play the piano. I don't think so. I see your hands. I don't think so. Play something for me. So the girl said, excuse me, Rabbi, do you understand music? Do you understand, classical music? Said, I understand. I know what music is. I can sing. Says, listen, I'm sorry, but I just don't believe that you're excellent. So his sister said, listen, Rabbi, there's the decree. There's I have the diploma, on the degree, the college degree. I have the diploma on the wall. Everyone who comes in here, I'm going to have to play piano for them and prove to them. And you're a person, you don't even understand piano. You're not going to understand if I make a mistake, if I play well. What am I going to have to put? So Rabbi Yisrael Salant turned to the young man that had been smoking on Shabbat. He said, did you hear what your sister just said? He says, yes, I do. I think that what your request is really stupid. I don't think you know anything about music. What do you have? So the rabbi said, no, that's not the point. He said, your sister is an expert pianist, and she even has the certification, the diploma to prove it. Anyone who comes and doubts her abilities, she's going to have to prove it for them. She's going to have to play the piano and show them. And not only that, who's going to appreciate it? The same thing with you. Right? God creates the world. God exists. God gave the Torah. You don't believe it. Here we have the Torah. We have the diploma. We have the certificate that God gave here's the certification. You don't believe it. Every time somebody says, stop the sun, stop the moon, I don't believe. Let's see you do the miracle like you did for Joshua. Make the moon stop. Make the sun stop. Every time a person doubts God, God is going to have to do a miracle for him, and you're going to understand it even if he does do the miracle for him, right? That's infinitely more foolish than me asking your sister to prove to me that she knows how to play Chopin. So the point is that understanding God is not like understanding anything else, not like anything else. It requires a certain degree of faith. Just like you have to have faith that this girl knows how to play the piano. She's got the certification. We have the certification. We have the Torah. 3,300 years, the Jews have been learning the same Torah, reading it in public without stop. Isn't that a proof? It's as much as a proof as the certification of Chopin. And you say, but this girl can sit down and play piano. Says, yeah, but God can do miracles. And you'll see very soon that he's going to do really big ones with Mashiach now. Have a good day. See you all tomorrow. Shalom uvracha.